What time is it? In fact, when are we leaving this place? Or when will you even be done watching this video? These are the kind of things we experience every day. Like, we're time conscious, we think about places we want to go, the meetings we want to have. These are the kind of things you will find yourself thinking about almost every day. My name is Noah Olatoye. I'll be showing you 5 ways you can help your kids to manage their time. This is going to be an interesting session, and I don't even expect you to skip any of these sections. So let's dive into it. The first on our list is help your kids to make time management fun. Now, why must it be fun? Let's look at it this way. As adults, what we care about most times is the time you get to work, the time you come back. Will there be traffic? Will there be good road? In fact, what time are they going to bring the lights? What time will you come back home? These are things that we get worried about almost every day as adults. But as for kids, things are different. They see things in a different way. So we need to try as much as we can to make these things very lively for them. What are the things we can do when it comes to time management for kids? One is make sure that you have a calendar for them, and the calendar is being color-coded. In fact, most of the time, try as much as you can to use either marker or use crayon. Just make it more fun. Don't just write it out like you would write in your sticky note and say, okay, I'm going to do this like you would do for an adult. For kids, you have to follow a different approach. Another thing you can do is try as much as you can to add maybe sticker, just a way to color code it, right? You can be creative. There's no direct way to it. Just make sure whatever you're doing, you're thinking it's having more juicy and having more fun with it. Another thing you can do in terms of making time management more fun for kids is you can think about it like games. Imagine you have 4 kids or you have 3 kids in the house and you ask them to do things and you more or less add time to it, and you tell them you want to see the first person to finish that project or that work. It might be washing plates, it might be doing the assignment, whatever it is. The idea is that make them to feel some sort of fun when trying to execute that task. Now let's move to the next one. The second aspect is you need to start in their teens. Don't wait until they become teenagers before you start teaching them time management. In fact, you need to start at the earliest stage so that they get more used to this process even before they become teen. And what are the things you can do as parents when your kids are still very small? Imagine you have preschooler. Some of the things you can ask them to do is to bring up their clothes or bring up their toys and clean them and give them timeline as to when you want them to complete the cleaning. Sometimes you can even tell them to wear their clothes and make them understand that I give you so minutes for you to wear your clothes, and help them to actually know when the minute is exhausted. These are some of the things you can do. And if you have school age kids, one of the things you can also give a school age kid is time them to do their assignments. Give them timeline as to when they should be done and when they should move to other things. These are things that are going to help them growing up. Moving to the next one, you need to show your kids how to measure time. Now, there's something very common in homes. When you ask kids what time it is, they're going to tell you exactly whether it's 12, whether it's 3, or they'll tell you the exact time. But here's what the problem is. Not every kid know how to measure time. Okay, so when you give a kid and say, I want you to finish this in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, they don't really know how to measure it because they've not been told how that is being done. So let's talk about how we can help our kids to do that. Let's say, for instance, you want your kid to get something done in 50 minutes or 30 minutes, however minutes you want. You can help them do that by making sure that they are time conscious, right? Maybe they have like a time close to them, or you're even counting it like with your mouth. Maybe some minutes that are not, maybe you give them something of 60 seconds and you want to like do a countdown. You can even do that by yourself and just saying it out for them to hear. All of these things will make them conscious and be able to add it together because they already know that 60 minutes makes up 1 hour, 60 seconds makes up 1 minute, but how can they pull those things into the practical aspect of their life. These are some of the things you are revealing to them. Now, I'm not trying to say that you need to groom your child in a way that they have to live by time. No, that's not the point here. The point is we need to help them to be able to measure time so that when they're having any conversation, even when they are playing with their friends, they can tell when to stop and when to start because they know what is ahead of them and how many minutes they need in order to get those things done. Let us move to the next one. The next one, which is number 4, is having a family calendar. See, this is one of the most fun parts. Having a family calendar where everybody have an idea of what they need to do, when, how, and who is following them there, who is taking them there. All of these things actually have a very huge role to play. Now, you can look at it in this way. Imagine you have 3 kids. Maybe one is interested in music, one is interested in football, another one is interested in basketball. You can create a schedule to say maybe on Tuesday, the first child is going for the music, on Thursday, the second child is going for the basketball, and the one for music is going on Saturday. So they have an idea that we are doing this together. Child A will not be around so time, or we are going to go together, stuff like that. They begin to plan together, and this kind of thing have a very huge impact in our kids. Now let's move to the last one. Let us look at the final item on my list, which is don't overschedule your kids. You see, this is one thing that we parents do almost all the time because we want our kids to be successful. We end up enrolling them in almost every activity from the school. We end up enrolling them either in choir practice or some sort of religious practice and stuff. We still, at the point, still allow them to watch some program on the TV. We still take them out. By the time you look at these things very well, these kids are overworked. If there's anything you need to take out of this conversation, please learn to manage your kids' scheduling. Just make sure that you don't overkill it, right? In fact, if I want to think from my own perspective, it is better to know things that you will never let your child do, right? I've had instances when I was in school that some parents will even come to school and tell the school authority not to give their kids any prefect or any position as such because they have an idea that that might hinder the kid from properly studying. These are some of the steps that parents do take, but I am not saying you should go and tell your school proprietor or headmaster something like that. But what I'm saying in essence is let us try as much as we can to minimize engagement that we take for these kids. Let us understand that they need time to relax. They also need time to, process whatever they are consuming. And these are things they need to learn as kids. Now we've spoken about so many things. We've spoken about 5 ways you can help your kids manage their time. Make sure you don't forget to create a family calendar. Make sure you don't forget to remove some excesses that can make these kids bored or overstressed, right? While all these things are still very huge conversation to have or very huge things to implement, I have a solution for you. If you go below this video, you'll see a link where you can claim 30 minutes free session where we can provide you solutions to how you can help your kids not only manage their time, but also learn technology skills in several aspects, how they can learn Python programming language and become top at everything they do. So myself and my team have created a free session for you, a free 30-minute session where we can help you to create a template that will help you to train your kids in this technology space. You'll be able to help them to gain skills like Python programming language and other soft skills that will put them at the edge of their learning. I have 30-minute free session that is worth 5,000 Naira. And this is a limited slot. So we're going to help you to maximize how you can help your kids to learn Python programming language. What does that mean? Your kids will be able to code. They'll be able to code applications. They'll be able to solve algorithms. These are fun things that you don't even want any of your kids to miss. So why not just go down below this video, you see a link and just schedule a call, and we'll see you in the next one.